Welcome to the second episode of Finding Light, Hope, and Love. Thank you for joining me. Today, I'm going to talk about just comments, feedback when you're looking at social media. A lot of you who are on social media and putting up podcasts know what this is all about. And anybody who's posted anything on social media and gotten reactions from people would understand this. Not everybody is going to say nice things, and that's their opinion. Some people are just trolling. Some people are just jackballs. But the thing is to be able to be confident enough in yourself, in your identity, who you are, what you're about, to be able to ignore those. But some of them, I understand, are extremely cruel. And I've seen people post that on other people's videos, and that hurts me. For me, being in the media already so many years, it's something that I get it. I accept it. I don't like it. But I've had people call into the TV station and say something about my hair or my suit, the color of something that I'm wearing, the tie, whatever it is, the way I speak. And the thing is, we're all unique, and that's what makes things wonderful.
People are always afraid of what's different.
And you have to just get that tough skin. And it takes practice. It's not easy. I know that. But for me, because I have heard it so much, I mean, when I was a kid, it was all about Dumbo. I had a nickname, I was Dumbo, the big ears. And my head filled in that, so it's my head growing. My ears don't look so big anymore, but it did hurt as a kid. And kids can say some cruel things. But as I've gotten practice in hearing things and being able to get other people's advice and opinions and just figuring out who I was, who I am, I've been able to be strong and to deflect those things and ignore them. Not every time, and some do maybe get to me, but I'm confident in who I am, and they don't get to me nearly as much as they used to. I will look at the comments, and there's a lot of bullying around, and that's unfortunate. But who you are, and I'm not talking about necessarily what you do, and there's differences there. So when you tie your identity to a career, your profession, that can be challenging, because if you lose that job or you change the direction or your career, then what? Where's your identity? So I say it's pretty shaky ground to attach your identity to a job. And I know a lot of people do that. Or even just your hobby. Like, I got drums right in front of me. I'm a drummer. Well, you like to drum, or you love to drum, but what happens if you're not able to drum anymore? Something either financially or just physical, that you aren't able to drum anymore, then what happens to your identity? Because you've placed your identity in that object or that hobby and interest and activity. If it's gone, then what? So I'm hoping that this episode gets you to really think about who you are. And when I wasn't able to play soccer, I busted my knee when I was in college. And for me, it was always like, I'm a soccer player. That's it. I wanted to play professionally. That didn't happen. And it really took a toll on me mentally when I wasn't able to play soccer. And when I was just rehabbing in this, my goal was always to get back on the field, and I did, and I was able to play more and coach several seasons in high school. But being a soccer player, identifying myself, that's shaky ground as a soccer player, because I wasn't able to do it. And then what? So I would say and recommend that you figure it out, do a little soul searching. Maybe you already know completely who you are. You are grounded, you are good. And that's awesome. I know with me, I've learned to not attach it to a profession. So I'd say, oh, I'm a reporter. I mean, I'm an anchor. I'm a weather forecaster. Yeah, I mean, I am in a way. But one day I won't do that anymore. And so I'm a human, first of all. When I did door-to-door sales, I'm a salesman, yes. However, breaking it down to make a connection with people is just like, I'm a human, first and foremost. No matter what I do, no matter what badge or emblem or logo or brand I'm wearing, whatever it is, what I'm doing is not who I am. For me, my ultimate identity, my belief with being religious and Christian is that I am a child of God. So for me, that is number one, and that's my identity. If you take that away, then, or just say, okay, forget that for a second, then who am I? Without that, who am I? Well, I've learned to not put it in as a soccer player. I'm an athlete. I mean, yes, I love athletics, and I am athletic, and I do things, I work out, but I am not, quote unquote, an athlete, I would say, because then the one day that I'm able to do that, then who am I? So finding in of myself, inside of myself, looking inside, I've found that the person who I am is the most important thing, because if we go from one job to another, who we are stays with us. So figure out what your identity is.
Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
And then once you're solid in that, it doesn't matter what people say in the comments or just passing by, which you'll find it most likely online because that's the way people do it. They won't say it to your face. Then you'll be able to withstand those and read them and say, great, okay. So if someone now were to call me Dumbo, I'd say, whatever, okay. I wish they would help me fly. I wish I could fly, but I can't. I'm able to kind of laugh it off. I just know that what they're saying is not truth. So someone's opinion is not truth. It's their opinion. It's a belief. Not even a belief. Sometimes they're just being a bully. They're just being a jerk. And so if you're confident in who you are, you're able to withstand that. There are two things I want to share. One of them is I love from the movie Cool Runnings. And John Candy, he's the coach of the bobsled team, the Jamaican bobsled team.
Is this whole thing a big joke? I can't get my helmet on. Oh, thanks, coach.
And he cheated to win a gold medal. And there's a scene in there when one of his member of his crew come in and ask him about that.
A gold medal is a wonderful thing. But if you're not enough without it, you'll never be enough with it.
And that really hit me and has stuck with me for decades now, since that's a pretty old movie now. And so what it's saying is no matter what your accomplishments are, no matter what your profession is, even your hobbies, your interests, your things like that, that's not technically who you are. Who you are, it really is inside. That's what you do, but it's not who you are. And if you aren't good enough to not be the professor or president or CEO of a company, if you need that for your identity or for your confidence in yourself, then you're not going to be good enough with it. If you need to be that, then just like that quote says, if you're not good enough without it, you won't be good enough with it. So it doesn't matter if you have it or not. It's who you are outside of all of those things. The other thing I want to mention is Ted Lasso, one of my favorite shows. Hopefully you've been watching or have seen it. If you haven't, get to it. But in there, he talks about, he says it's a Walt Whitman quote.
Be curious, not judgmental. I like that.
So that's what I would hope and ask of you, everyone, too, is to not point the finger, to not judge, to be curious, ask questions. I guess for me that comes easier because I've been reporting for so long, 10, 12 years now. And so for me, I've interviewed so many people, I'm used to asking questions, but that's what I took as a manager of a Planet Fitness is if I had to approach an employee, it was just about asking. Don't accuse and don't just automatically say, okay, you did this because this or that. Just blame, point fingers, just ask, what's going on? Or how can I help? Or why did you do it this way? What happened here? Just be curious, not judgmental. And I hope that you can gain strength and find your identity if you haven't already, but just, again, take some time, think about that. Who are you? What is your identity? get confidence with that, so that when any people are making comments on YouTube, which, you know, right down here, there might be some, I don't know, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't know. Whatever it is that people want to say, whether it be bad or rude, cruel, just know that that is not truth. That is not fact. That is not who you are. Try to be like that duck and let the water just roll right off your back. And I know, as I said before, it's easier said than done. So if you can be like a duck and let that water just roll right off your back and not drown, then your life will be better. It will be better. And you'll be able to ignore other things that people might say. You'll hear them, you'll see them, but you will know, I am not shaken. I am not even stirred. I'm not going to give anything to this comment, because I know who I am and who I'm becoming. And hopefully we are growing and becoming better. But just knowing who you are, what you stand for, and not allowing some little person over there to say something that might have hurt your feelings in the past. Don't let it do it now. And for all those who are making comments like that, please stop. I want us all to be a source of light, hope, and love. And if we can, this place will be a lot better. So please leave some good comments. But even if you don't, I'll be fine. I will be fine. But again, thank you for watching. We will see you next time.